thinking about it, and I was thinking, wait, and I was asking him, and then he brought it to me that it was the spirit of fear that I was dealing with. What it was, like I said, I can't remember, but it fear was nowhere in my head concerning that situation. So I'm like, wow. And I've been asked to speak, and so I said, well, you know what, I'm going to speak on fear. And I started to look it up and get some understanding about it. So now, the dictionary describes fear as a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc. And this emotion comes about whether or not the threat is real or imagined. So whether the threat is real or imagined, fear takes a hold of us. And there are many types of fear. Like we have a good fear, which is the fear of Yahweh. And sometimes, well, in a lot of instances in the scriptures, it would say, and the fear of Yahweh was in this place. And because the fear of Yahweh was there, whoever was there, things happened good for them or whatever. And sometimes when the fear of Yahweh went against a place, then you could have gone in and dealt with the people because they were already afraid, right? So we see that fear is a very, very powerful spirit. Okay, now I'm going to just read some other things that I found about fear. And some of the fears that we experience is the fear of no longer existing. Like, for instance, if someone cares about a terminal illness, they've been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And mind you, they may have been living with whatever that was wrong with them for a long time. But the minute it comes to knowledge, some of them die within a week because they fret themselves to death because of the fear of the information that they just got. And then we have the fear of separation, abandonment, and rejection. The fear of not being in control. When we find ourselves in a situation and we can't change the situation, we can't make it better or what have you. And we have complete helplessness, that's fear. And then finally, we have the fear that cancels Yahweh's plans in our lives. This type of fear causes us to make wrong decisions. It causes us to act out in ways that we shouldn't act. It causes us to not do things that we should do, and then it derails the plan that Yahweh has for our lives. Okay, so now, one of what I find is the most powerful story about fear in the scripture is found in 1 Samuel chapter 9. And we're gonna begin well, let me just give a little synopsis of the beginning of the story, and then I'll read the verses as they are in the scriptures. This is when Yahweh decided, now Israel was at the place where they decided that they wanted to have a king. And so they told Samuel, look, we want a king just like all the other nations around us. Samuel was hurt, but Samuel was the man he was like the king. So he was upset about it, and then he went and Yahweh said, no, they didn't reject you, they rejected me. But he said, I'm going to give them what they wanted. And so the first person he chose was Saul to be the king. And the story started where Saul's father, well, it talked about Saul's lineage. It said that Saul was from the tribe of Benjamin. But then within the tribe of Benjamin, Saul's family was the least of all the people in Benjamin, right? Now, it said that Saul's family, they were wealthy. But even though they were wealthy, they were the least in the tribe of Benjamin. And so one day, Saul's father had some missing donkeys, and he asked Saul and his servants to go and look for the donkeys. And they went out looking for the donkeys, and they went into a place. Well, the servant said, you know what, I know there's a man of God here. And they say that whatever he tells you, it always comes to pass. So let's go and look for him and ask him, if he could help us find the donkeys. So they went and they saw this lady, and they asked her if she could tell them where the person was. And she told them, yes, you can go such and such a place, and the man is, they call him the seer. He's in that place, and he's going to be having a sacrifice later on, and the people go up to eat or what have you, so you'll be sure to find him there. Okay? So now we're going to start reading at Oh, sorry, and then as Saul came there, Yahweh spoke to Samuel and said, the person that I've chosen, you're going to meet him today, okay? And he called his name. Okay. So we're going to start reading at verse 16. Okay, tomorrow about this time, this is Yahweh talking to Samuel. Tomorrow about this time, I will send you to a man from the land of Benjamin, and you will anoint him king. You will anoint him to be prince over my people Israel. He shall save my people from the hand of the Philistines, for I have seen my people, because their cry have come up to me. When Samuel saw Saul, Yahweh said unto him, here is the man of whom I spoke to you. He it is who will restrain my people. When Saul approached Samuel in the gates and said, then Saul approached Samuel in the gates and said, tell me, where is the house of the seer? And Samuel said unto him, I am the seer. Go up before me to the high place. For today you shall eat with me, and in the morning I will let you go, and will tell you all that is on your mind. As for your donkeys that were lost 3 days ago, do not set your mind on them, for they have been found. And for whom is all that is desirable in Israel? And for whom is all that is desirous in Israel? Is it not for you and for all your father's house? Saul answered, am I not a Benjamite from the least of the tribe of Israel? So we see that Benjamin now was the least tribe, okay? And is not my clan the humblest of all the clan of the tribe of Benjamin? Why then have you spoken to me in this way? This is what Saul is saying, okay? So then Samuel took Saul and his young man and brought them into the hall and gave them a place at the head of those who had been invited, and who were about 30 persons. And Samuel said to the cook, bring the portion I gave you, of which I said to you, put it aside. So the cook took up the leg of what was on it, and set them before Saul. And Samuel said, see, what was kept is set before you. Eat, because it was kept for you until the hour appointed, that you might eat with the guests. So Saul was with Samuel that day. And when they came down from the high place into the city, a bed was spread for Saul on the roof, and he lay down to sleep. Then at the break of dawn, Samuel looked to Saul on the roof. Up, that I may send you out of your way, he said. So Saul arose, and both he and Samuel went out into the street. As they were going down to the outskirts of the city, Samuel said to Saul, tell the servant to pass on before us, and when he has passed on, stop here yourself for a while, that I may make known to you the word of Yahweh. So chapter 10. Then Samuel took a flask of oil and poured it on his head, and kissed him and said, has not Yahweh anointed you to be prince over the people of Israel? And you shall reign over the people of Yahweh, and you will save them from the hand of their surrounding enemies. And this shall be the sign for you, that Yahweh has anointed you to be prince over his heritage. When you depart from me today, you will meet 2 men by Rachel's tomb in the territory of Benjamin at Zelzah. And they will say to you, the donkeys that you went to seek are found, and now your father has ceased to care about the donkeys and is anxious about you, saying, what shall I do about my son? Then you shall go on from there, farther, and come to the oak tree at Tabor. 3 men going up to Yahweh at Bethel will meet you there, one carrying 3 young goats, another carrying 3 loaves of bread, and another carrying a skin of wine. And they will greet you and give you 2 loaves of bread, which you shall accept from their hand. After that, you shall come to Gibeath Elohim, where there is a garrison of the Philistines. And there, as soon as you come to the city, you will meet a group of prophets coming down from the high place, with harps and tambourines, flutes and lyre before them, prophesying. Then the Spirit of Yahweh will rush upon you, and you will prophesy with them, and be turned into another man. Now when these signs meet you, do what your hands find to do, for Yahweh is with you. Then go down before me to Gilgal, and behold, I am coming to you to offer burnt offering, and to sacrifice peace offerings. 7 days you will wait until I come to you and show you what you shall do. And then the next verse, verse 9 says, when he turned his back to leave Samuel, Saul gave Samuel another heart. So now we see here that Samuel was the first king of Israel. The slate was clean. Nothing was on it. Samuel had the opportunity to write whatever he wanted to be the way that a king should live, or how the people should reverence the king, or whatever he wanted. He had the plain slate there to make he had the authority to put it in place, the first king of Israel. But what did Samuel do? Unfortunately, he allowed fear to rule his life. The first thing I think that caused him to think that he wasn't capable or he wasn't good enough for the job was his origin. Because he came from the tribe of Benjamin, which was the lowest tribe, and then his family was the lowest family. Even though they had wealth, because you know the day when people have wealth, it doesn't matter where they come from, they believe they're better than everybody else. But Saul wasn't like that. Unfortunately, he allowed the spirit of fear to take a hold of his life. Now, I'm going to read some more, and you will see some of his actions that will show exactly that. Now Saul called the people together to Yahweh at Mizpah. No, Samuel, sorry. And he said to the people of Israel, thus saith Yahweh of Israel, I brought up Israel out of Egypt, and I delivered you from the hand of the Egyptians. I'm reading from 1 Samuel chapter 10. I started at 17. Okay? Everybody is there? Thus says Yahweh of Israel, I brought up Israel out of Egypt, and I delivered you from the hands of the Egyptians, and from the hand of the kingdoms that were oppressing you. But today you have rejected Yahweh, who saved you from all your calamities and from your distresses. And you have said to him, set a king over us. Now therefore present yourselves before Yahweh by your tribes and by your thousands. Then Samuel brought all the tribes of Israel near, and the tribe of Benjamin was taken by lot. He brought the tribe of Benjamin near by its clan, and the clan of Matrites was taken by lot. And Saul the son of Kish was taken by lot. But when they sought him, he could not be found. So they inquired again of Yahweh, is there a man still to come? And Yahweh said, behold, he has hidden himself among the baggage. Then they ran and took him from there, and they stood among the people. He was taller than any of all the people from his shoulders upward. And Samuel said to all the people, do you see him whom Yahweh has chosen? There is none like him among all the people. And all the people shouted, long live the king. Hallelujah. So now we have here that the people accepted Samuel as their king. Saul as their king. But we also see where there was some flaws with Saul. Even though he was given this great task, and the first person to have this task, Saul didn't feel like he was, what is the word? That he was good enough, for lack of a better word, to be the person to carry out the task. And so we see here where he hid when they called him up. He was taller than everybody else. I mean, he had all of the attributes of someone, or all of the attributes that we look at to say, this is the right person for the job. He had all of those things going for him. And then, not only that, we saw where when Samuel left and when Saul left and walked away from Samuel, it said that Yahweh gave him another heart. So that meant to me that Yahweh equipped him with everything that he needed to do the job that he was called to do. But what did Samuel do? He allowed fear to get in the way of his kingdom. I mean, in Samuel, I keep mixing the names up, sorry, Saul. He could have had his dynasty established, you know, where his son would have taken over after him, and then his grandson and the great-grands and so on. But because of fear, all of that was lost. And all of them perished, not all at one time, but they perished at different points because of things that Saul did that he was not supposed to do because of fear. Now we have two stories that I'm not going to read, I'm just going to kind of paraphrase them, that turned Yahweh against Saul. So we have the first story where Samuel told him to wait 7 days, that he was going to come. Oh, before I do that, let me tell you another story. So just after all of these things happened, there was a nation that came up against a tribe, a city in Israel. And so the people in the city said, look, let's make a league, we'll serve you, and leave it at that. But the king said, no, I don't want that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to pluck out the right eye of every person in this city, and I'm going to bring reproach on the nation of Israel. So the people, they were afraid, and they said, look, give us 7 days, and let us see if we can get anybody who will come and help us, and if nobody comes and help us, then you could do what you want to do with us. So they sent out messages to all the different tribes, and you know, when the people heard it, they started lamenting. And Saul was coming from doing some chores, and he heard the people crying, and they were in distress, and he was like, so what's going on, you know? And they told him the story. So then the Spirit of Yahweh came upon him, and he cut up one of the oxen, and he sent it to all the different tribes and cities in Israel, and he said, anybody who doesn't come out to fight, this is what's going to happen to what you possess. And so all of the people came out with one mind, and they defeated those people, and so they saved the lives of the people in that city. So now we see where Saul allowed Yahweh to work through him, and he was able to have that victory. But then remember Samuel that told him to wait 7 days, and then he was going to come to give the sacrifice. Well, the time had come, but Samuel didn't reach. And so the people, they started to panic because they were going to they were at the point of going to war against the Philistines. And so the people started to panic, and when the people started to kind of leave Saul, he started panicking too, right? So instead of waiting for what was supposed to happen to take place, he took it upon himself, and he went and he gave the sacrifice. And the minute he was finished giving that sacrifice, of course, Samuel came, right? And Samuel was like, what did you do? What is this, you know? And so I was like, well, the people, this, and he started giving all of his excuses and all that, you know? So Samuel said, Yahweh is upset. Yahweh didn't like what you did. I mean, that's my paraphrasing, okay? Yahweh didn't like what you did. So anyway, they gathered up the people, and they still won that fight against the Philistines. But then there was another time, and this was when Yahweh just like cut Saul off. When the Israelites came out of Egypt, there was a nation, Amalek, and they had destroyed and killed some of the people when they were journeying to the promised land. And so Yahweh remembered that, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get them back now. And so he told Samuel to tell Saul to obliterate these people from off the earth. And he said, nobody was supposed to be left alive, not even the animals, destroy everything. So Saul went, he took his instructions and he went. But what he allowed to happen, the people were like, oh, that's too good. Let's don't destroy this. Don't destroy that. Let's keep this. Let's keep the good things and destroy the bad things. And so they kept the good camels or animals, whatever the animals were. They kept the best of them. And Saul didn't even kill the king. Saul brought the king. And so when Samuel came up, now all the people they rejoiced and everything, and Saul all excited because he just had this victory. So when Samuel met him, Samuel said, so did you do, Saul was like, yes. So he said, well, so what is the bleating of the sheep that I can hear? And then he saw the king, and Samuel was just so upset, and he just rebuked Saul, and then he killed the king, and then he told the people to kill and do what they should have done in the first instance. And he was walking away from Saul, and Saul grabbed his robe. And when Saul grabbed his robe, it tore. And Samuel said, just as that robe tore away, that's how Yahweh is tearing away the kingdom from you. And so that's my part now that I'm dealing with Saul, okay? So my thing is, in this nation, we are at that same place. This is the first time for us that we have the opportunity to elect a righteous king in our nation. Okay? Now, are we going to let fear or the spirits that are attached to fear, because there are a lot of different spirits that are attached to fear, cause us to end up the way Saul did? Because now I can tell you one thing, the spirit of fear, we may have, okay, we say Dr. King may be the leader or what have you, right? And maybe he may not have fear, but you know where fear is? Over the people. Our people have had, what, 25 to 50 years of being massaged, fear massaged in them. You know, I was in the bank one day and I was talking to some people, to these men, and you know what everybody always say? Oh, it ain't gonna never change, it ain't gonna never change, it ain't. And you know, it made me so angry, you know? I was like, no, I said, you know why I probably wouldn't change? Because of them same words you always utter, that is never gonna change. And so our job, we have the job of changing that in the nation. We have been given the job, the task of eradicating the spirit of fear from the mind of the people. We have to change their minds and get them to understand that it can happen. We can have righteousness in this nation, and they can rise up from the place where they are. We have to do that. And one thing that we cannot do is we cannot rely on our own strength. We cannot rely on our intelligence or our abilities or things that we have learned. We have to listen to what Yahweh is saying. Everything that we do, it has to be what Yahweh said we must do. Because if we don't do that, then we're going to end up the same way that Saul ended up. Because Jonathan was supposed to be the next king. And then all of Jonathan's other kids, they were supposed to be the kings. But who got that? David got it. And even though David wasn't perfect, David was a man after Yahweh's heart. And he always did what Yahweh told him to do. Even when he did wrong and he got rebuked, he changed, he repented, and he went and he did what he was supposed to do. In every instant. And that's why Yahweh said that David was a man after his own heart. And that is how we have to be. We have to make sure that we seek Yahweh's face for everything that we have to do, everywhere that we have to go, every inch that we have to move. We have to get Yahweh's instructions and His word as to what we have to do. And we have to carry those instructions out to the letter. Okay? And we cannot allow anyone to move us from where we need to be. Okay? We have the World Trade Organizations and all these other organizations and all these other countries that are around here that are kind of strong-arming us and saying, this is what you have to do. When you have to do it, you have to do it our way. We have to do it now. But we have to stand in the face of these people. Even if we have to, I mean, we may have to suffer because of it, but we have to stand because we know that everything that Yahweh has ordered for us to do, He has already given us the victory. It's up to us to walk the path to make sure that we attain the victory. Okay, so even if we have to suffer in the face of these nations or because of what they may do, sanctions or what have you against us, we have to stand for what Yahweh says that we must do. And that is one way that we are definitely, absolutely sure that we will win this war for our nation. Because, and what Yahweh said when He was when He was anointing Saul, He said, "For I have seen my people, and because their cry have come up unto me." And I believe that the cry of the people in this nation, I know it's not just this nation, it's nations all over the world, right? But we're dealing with this place. And so I believe that the cry of the people in this nation, because I know I just cry all plenty, and I'm not hurting, you understand? But I just cry out plenty of things that I want to see change, you know? Even in my own life, I'm right. In my own life too, you understand? And so I know that the cry of the people in this nation have gone up to Yahweh. And so people, we need to make sure that we get it together.
Yes.
We need to get it together so that when we step out there, we stepping out there with Yahweh behind us, before us, just and around us, just how he did when he took Israel out of Egypt and he took them to the promised land. He was there every step of the way. Even though people were dying left, right, and center because of their disobedience, Yahweh was always there. And so just as he was there, the word says, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He will do the same thing for us. So we need to stand firm and stand strong and let Yahweh be our leader and our forerunner, just as John the Baptist was with Yeshua. And so, I don't preach long. Now I don't. And so I finish it right now. Hallelujah. And so in closing, people, let us make Yahweh the one that we will follow in everything that we do. Because this is a crucial time for us. And even if, I'm looking forward to seeing it while I'm here, but even if I'm not, for my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren, I want this place to be a better place for them. And then not only that, if we get it, not if, when we get it together, the other nations are going to follow. They're going to say, okay, if Yahweh could have done that for them, then he could do it for us too. And they will do the same thing for their people and cause their people to come up out of the dirt, just like how they're causing our people to come up. Okay? So we just give Yahweh thanks for all that he has purposed for this nation, and we will not fail. We will go forward, and we will win the war for our nation and ourselves. Yahweh bless you.
Hallelujah. Come and stand to your feet. What a powerful, sweet message.